Друзья, спонсор сегодняшнего выпуска – букмекерская компания 1xBet. Здесь всегда высокие коэффициенты и большие выигрыши. Регистрируйтесь на сайте прямо сейчас, ссылка в описании.
Real Madrid gets set to kick off against Alavés at the Santiago Bernabéu.
Well, as this wonderful Real Madrid anthem echoes around this stadium, you saw a good indication of what
The Argentine already on 4 goals, but it's Karim Benzema on the other side who is firing on all cylinders. Ray mentioned 7 changes from Monday's loss to Rayo Vallecano. Carlos Vigaray, his first start of the season, he replaces Aguirre Gaviria at right back. 10 goals already this season for the Madrid captain. It equals his best tally in La Liga. Reguilón takes over from Marcelo. Casemiro back. That sends Marcos Llorente to the bench.
an absolute necessity.
Here is the starting lineup for Santiago Solari today, making 7 changes from Thursday's cup win over Girona. And the ball rolls at the Bernabeu, home of the 3-time defending European champions.
Well, I'd made a lovely run from his hole.
Wakaso into space. And the flag is up, offside. Casemiro. Ceballos has to track back to try and win it back. It's given away to Caleri, finding Gareth Bale. Bale crossed in near post. It's intercepted, given away, and an early scare for Alavés as Guillermo Maripan with a mistake at the back.
Yeah, Maripan fills his pants here, and this one should have been dealt with. And he puts it on a welcome mat.
For Ceballos.
Ceballos can't come anywhere close to the target and gets a deflection. Maybe it might have been going in. And this man, he's been one of the horses.
There goes Vinicius, full head of steam into the area. Tried to slot it through for the run of Modric.
With so brilliantly under Abiado, look out, the man in form himself.
As it's taken away by Vigaray, taking Maripan for a ride. Still Benzema in the area. He's got Ceballos, but he shoots himself. And
This is a typical example of him and his confidence coming out of his ear holes. Look where he picks this up and he plays a 1-2. A beautiful give and go with Ceballos, but then the strike. Look how far this one misses. It ain't much. It's an admirable attempt and it flashes well wide, but again, just signifying the big bright lights of this new type of era that...
lovely pass to Reguilón on the near side. Showed a lot of the ball to Burgi there, and Reguilón, Benzema could not latch on. Still alive for Ramos, pulled back. Ceballos is blocked. Second effort over the bar and wide. Modric. Another cross in, looking for Benzema, and just enough of a touch.
Dictated to be the point man all the time. Again, wonderful quick feet by Vinicius Jr.
First corner of the match for Alavés. Outswinger toward the penalty spot. Not able to reach Caleri, and Nacho down. Direct approach this time, and a good ball forward for Johnny. Johnny into the area. The pullback is on for Caleri.
It was on.
Nearly able to intercept. Here's Wakaso in traffic, trying to get past Casemiro. They get tangled up, and a few afters from Casemiro. But he has to reach back.
Lovely options though.
Scooped into the area and smartly nodded back to chase it down. Ceballos, rather Reguilón, was shot from distance.
Well, he's got some great masters to learn from at Valdebebas. And this one doesn't go too far over. It's the back of the netting. But again, the dynamic is exquisite, powerful, and accuracy is nearly there.
Being Connect
look
Sports
out.
app as we take a look at Vinicius now on his right. Vinicius cutting back. Vinicius denied. Doubled up with
Likes
Benzema.
it here.
Here's Vinicius as Benzema continues his run. Pacheco off his line.
Long distance rakers.
Well, here's one from Alavés off the set piece. Sent forward. Ramos slides in brilliantly.
He loves that
Blasted
ball.
forward for Gareth Bale, who was
Just
unmarked.
a little over I wanted.
Cross might have taken a slight deflection. Maripan took it away from Bale. Vinicius latching on, and it was against Getafe or Rayo in the last 2, and both were losses. Good cross in for Benzema, could only get a head onto it. Modric for Casemiro. They come again, they're circling the waters. Casemiro from distance, and it flashes. Bale, long diagonal into the area, and Vinicius not able to get there.
Wonderful strike. Once he gets this ball, he goes on an Alberto Tomba slalom ride down the snowy slope.
Blazing a trail through the Alavés defense and brought down. Modric flights it into the back post for Sergio Ramos.
Some things that you cannot really put a statistic or a finger on, and one of them is confidence.
Looking for a run to materialize. It has from
Fabulous
Reguilon.
ball.
Options as he squares it in, and he can't stop scoring. Karim Benzema makes Real Madrid 1-0 up at home. Goal number.
Well, this entire goal is an absolute applaudable, wonderful mosaic of football, but it's down to the diamond pass from Vinicius. When we see this again, Benzema's the thunder at the end of this lightning, but look at this ball from Vinicius. Nutmegs, see you later, alligator. Reguilon puts it on a red carpet, golden altar. Ole! Absolutely fabulous from Real Madrid, but the ball from Vinicius.
Benzema's goal in the 30th minute. And they're looking for more. It's Benzema, but
He's
the offside
in.
flag comes up. Garcia.
Nice touch.
Nicely done by Casemiro. Vinicius tried to flick. He gets there.
Oh, lucky.
Alavés, Johnny into the area.
The ilk, and this is another example of it.
Benzema, edge of the area, looking for the angle. Squared in, Pacheco. Trying to take the scenic route around Odriozola, and he's picked his pocket. That's a dangerous ball. It's Benz on his left. Opens things up for Vinicius. Square ball back across the grain, and Pacheco pouncing. So Johnny flighted in, and there's a foul at the edge of the area. It looks as though Tomas Pina wide, Odriozola and Reguilon.
Yeah, release the hounds.
And Duarte puts his body in the way.
His opposite number on the other side of the pitch does.
Duarte sends it into the middle. It's one in the air by Manu.
And how fast. Here's this wonderful piece of defending. Take care of it, Thibaut. I got you. Odriozola agrees. That's on fire in that area.
Nice ball into space for Carlos Vigaray, who's got a step here on Reguilon. A bit of help from Casemiro.
On target.
Well, flighted forward, Bale settles it in stride. Gareth Bale denied.
Just doesn't get that sweet enough look out.
Chaletti's in behind, looking for Johnny at the far post, and overcooked.
Even for a great Welsh international like Gareth, look out.
Settled now by Gareth Bale. Leaves it for Benzema. Time they've done that this season. Long throw in, flick back. Ceballos puts it into orbit. Headed goal bound, but spotted Vinicius, brought it down in space. Vinicius back across the grain into the middle. LaGuardia.
His feet are quick, look out.
This is a ball knocked down for Burgi. Caletti has to chase it down.
And he is playing and looks fitter than a butcher's dog, that's for sure.
Benzema, he was asking for it. Lovely touch to settle, working against Vigaray. Vinicius in the area. Vigaray took it away. On his right, Manu's blocked by Sergio Ramos. Burgi, wrong side of the net.
Well, strange start to this game in the second half after complete domination in the first. Alavés really comes out and starts to hunt out of the long grass. A number of opportunities created.
Ball, here's Vinicius. Vinicius goal bound, deflected by LaGuardia into orbit, and Pacheco gathers up.
Courtois has had an easy night of it so
Crossed
far.
in by Vigaray, swing and a miss with the head of Caletti. It's interception by Casemiro then. It's Bale who strikes through it, but over the crossbar.
Well, power without control is nothing, and this one is always heading away, over. Being a little bit more delicate with the touch, but the worst effort.
And that was Bale's parting gift as he makes way for Marcos.
Great
This is
ball
Benzema,
again.
who is onside in a foot race with Duarte. And the ex-Espanyol man does just enough. Down to his right. Now Vinicius, a crowded 18. Vinicius showing patience. Vinicius firing over the crossbar. So right foot of
Fabulous ball
Odriozola.
from Casemiro.
Benzema settles and has it taken away by Madpid.
Flashed over Courtois' big arms, but as we see, without extending themselves too much, Real Madrid
Vinicius
looking.
pulled back for Benzema on the
Beautiful.
doorstep. Benzema square ball.
Andres.
It's a correct correction. This is Johnny who brings it down into the area. Goal bound, first on target from Alavés. Wakaso to the edge of the box. Skipping past the challenge, Ceballos. All tied to his feet.
Nice ball.
And here's a chance for Mariano Diaz into the area. Mariano squaring it back, trying to find Vinicius, but Modric delivers. Ramos arrives, and Modric. Benzema. Odriozola tried to pull it back.
Rescue. This is the final hit. But prior to that, Thomas Pina was a real hero. This Benzema, piece of skill.
With options to either side. Asensio called his own number. Modric swings it into the edge of the 6. A push from Sergio Ramos onto
And the bounce of the ball, but
on the near side. Asensio past Duarte, crossed into the middle.
Oh, he's in.
Beyond Mariano, it's Vinicius! And he's doubled the lead for Real Madrid.
Sharp is spinning out with the finish, and he starts it, and he is the new hero. And boy, did he love him. And you can understand why. Please, Mr. Producer, show us the crossfield pass, because that is the genesis of this wonderful goal, just back by Vinicius. Right here, he sees the target, he pings it beautifully, right in the stride. And it's a wonderful latch on by Asensio. It gets.
Here's Odriozola in behind Blanco. Good cross, say Mariano Diaz with a diving header to put an exclamation point on Real Madrid's win.
The supply again, for me, is better than the finish. It's a celebratory goal, but Alvaro Odriozola absolutely brilliant with his distance pass, a pint of beer dropped into a shot glass at the other end of the bar. A brilliant ball.